So somebody asked me to do a day in the life of a long time ago, and I'm finally getting around to it. It's 8:30. We've been up for almost an hour, and in that hour, the boys have asked me for breakfast 50,000 times. I finally have breakfast for them. That's why I'm starting to film now, because I didn't want to be all scatterbrained when I was filming. But anyway, I got in the Word, brushed my teeth, washed my face, got the boys bundled up because it's freezing, and then headed to the kitchen to make breakfast. And now everybody's happy and calm. So I'm going to make my coffee and sit here and probably go over some memory verses. And pretty much every day we sing these little songs with like the days of the week, the months of the year, in English and Spanish. We'll probably do some counting in tens and just to like 40, and possibly some phonic stuff. Like we'll just point at things and say, what does lamp start with? And they'll sound it out and they'll tell me. And they also can identify other sounds in there too. So that's just good practice to hear the word and sound it out. They're not necessarily trying to spell it, but really just getting really acquainted with the sounds of the letters. Then sometimes if they take a really long time eating, I'll bring out some flashcards, and for the little one we'll review letters and sounds, and we'll do sight words for both of them. And if we really take a long time, we could do some math with dice. I love doing dice because it's just cool for them to be familiar with the pattern of the dots and know what numbers they are. And we'll use fingers for counting and stuff. Nothing major, just simple, easy stuff that you can do with no special materials and supplies. Then we'll do some more stuff later after breakfast. But for now, we're going to sit here and eat.
I'm stuck, Mama.
I hope you, baby. I think meal times are a great time to do school, by the way, just because they're sitting down, they're focused, they're in the mood to interact, and they'll participate so well. And also just all those sit-down subjects are so hard to take care of at a different time of the day, because when they're not sitting down eating, you want them to be playing and exploring and whatever, So to make them, hey, let's sit down to do this is so hard, with boys especially. So after meal times, the only sit-down thing we do really is like puzzles or handwriting and whatever other subjects that you need to sit down are more fun versus like, look at this letter over and over. Time to clean up. We're kind of recovering from big illness, so we're not going anywhere today, which is nice because there's no rushiness this morning. The kids can play. I don't necessarily have to stick to a certain routine because there's more freedom to just do whatever, since we've got more time than, if we were going somewhere. So now I'm going to go get dressed for the day and look around, see if there's anything I can do as far as housework goes. Probably put a load of laundry in since we're home, might as well. And go plan dinner and stuff like that. So it's almost 10 and I still haven't had my coffee, which is hilarious, but so typical. I've looked at my menu for the night and I don't need to soak any beans. I probably have to make a vegetable broth during nap time. And this is my goal for today, to fold all that laundry. I'm also doing laundry since I'm home, even though I didn't necessarily plan on doing laundry. I'm here, so I might as well throw some stuff into wash, and if that's dry by nap time, I'll fold it. If you want to know more about like how my routine, you can check my video out on that. I think it's called My Daily Routine. But anyway, I have thought ahead for the day. I know what my goals are. I know what my menu is. So pretty much now I'm just gonna go check my YouTube videos, let the kids play for a little while. When they obviously need me again, which will probably be in the next 20 minutes or so, with many interruptions in between. Hey, cool. I will probably sit down and do something with them, some sort of craft or puzzle or coloring or school stuff. And that's it. It's gonna be a nice laid back day.
I got thin, Mama. Maybe let's.
Another annoying argument on my messages. It's so funny to me. Like, I've already made, I know people can't watch all my videos. They may just run into one and then comment on it. But I've made videos talking about who my target audience is, and also that I'm willing to discuss things. But if you're just wanting to argue, then don't waste your time making a comment, because you're just messing up my comment section and I'm not going to reply. And people just want to argue. It's so funny and sad. It's very sad. But I get somebody saying like these one-liners that I don't even know what they're referring to. It's like I can't sit there and watch my whole video to figure out what you're talking about. It's so funny. Anyway, be gentle with Mama. I just looked at my messages and I can't remember what else I was going to say. Okay, baby, let's get used. I remember what I was going to talk about when I was at the computer there. I don't understand what the big deal is about me mentioning John MacArthur in some of my videos. Yes, I've read a lot of his books. Yes, my husband went to his college. We just like the guy. We love his sermons. We love the way he preaches. We love his the way he writes. So, I mean, I think it's really silly. People are like, stop following John MacArthur. You can't worship man. I'm not worshiping man. I have a favorite author. Don't you have a favorite author? Don't you have a preacher that you really enjoy their style of preaching? It's just so interesting how people want to go crazy just because, I don't know, I mentioned the guy's name twice or something. But anyway, a lot of the conversation also, people, for some reason, don't like him. And I really, really think that when people start attacking 9 times out of 10, they're doing it in ignorance because they've heard it from somewhere else or from somebody else, or they've watched the videos of the people taking one sentence out of. So they watch videos of people that hate him or call him a heretic, that use one sentence out of like an hour-long sermon and twist it and turn it to make it seem some crazy meaning. And really, if you were to just listen to his sermons yourself, you would see, wow, this man's preaching the Bible. So anyway, I found a great video that it's really short. I put it in my favorites. So please check it out. It's on Ephesians 2:8-9, the topic that everybody wants to attack and swear that he says that salvation is a works-based thing. It is not biblically, and so he doesn't preach that. He is very consistent in preaching that it is by grace alone that you are saved, and that once that change has taken place, naturally, the fruit of the Spirit starts to overflow in your life because the Spirit dwells within you, and it's evident. It should be evident. If it isn't, then you may question that faith. And so recently I heard this great sermon. It's a very recent sermon that he preached on Nicodemus, and just how there's 2 parallel truths in Scripture. That one is that you are saved by grace alone. You cannot do anything at all except believe, and that belief and that faith is given by God to you anyways, so you really, really can't do absolutely anything. It's by grace alone. And the other parallel truth is that you are responsible for living out your faith, and that is in Scripture as well. And the fact that we cannot understand that and how those two tie together shows our mere humanity, shows that we cannot grasp God and his mentality. And it's okay if you don't understand everything. And I've said this in my videos countless times, and this seems to be the topic that everybody just wants to constantly talk about, and it is biblical. I'm sorry if you can't understand it. You're a human. I can't understand it either. I'm a human. I'm finite, and God is omnipotent and amazing and sovereign and everything, and we just have to believe what he says, you know. For some reason, people don't want to accept that both are true. It's one or the other. People go to the extreme of saying you can believe but not live a life of a Christian and still be a Christian. That's very unbiblical and accurate. And then people want to say that believing and faith is a work. Well, I just said it, and Scripture says it, and John MacArthur said it, which everybody wants to attack, that the grace and the faith is given to you by God. You can't do it, so it's not a work. He gives you the ability to do it, so of course you have to believe. That's what the Bible says. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about that because I found that video yesterday, and anyone who wants to continue discussing it, just check out that video for yourself and stop listening to all the haters out there. So I wanted to go down the list of my curriculum. It's super simple, and I think that even without trying, if you're really investing in your kids, you just do this stuff naturally anyways. So for those of you who have little kids and feel like, oh my goodness, I'm not doing enough, you're probably doing more than enough because you're investing in your kids, you know. But I have a list just because that's how I function, and I really like to, you know, look at it, and when I'm like, what should I do today, what should I do right now, I can just come over here and say, oh, we haven't done this today, and I'll do something that involves that in some way or another. So really reading, which I read to my kids every day. Writing, this stuff doesn't have to be done every day either, by the way. Writing, I think anything is considered writing with a 3 and a 2-year-old. You can give them a pencil or a crayon or a marker on the whiteboard or on a paper, whatever, you know, it's writing. Narration, telling them stories, memorization, memory verses, and they learn the stories you're telling them too, of course. Sight words, hearing and listening, that just comes through living life and, you know, telling them about things so that they learn and know. Family worship in the evenings, if you have Bible reading with the whole family, prayer time, singing worship songs, crafts can be anything. Right now we're putting stickers on paper. That's our craft, you know, and I'm letting them cut paper however they feel like it and punch holes. It's just fun, you know, builds motor skills. It's creativity. They're boys. They're not going to sit there for an hour, you know, gluing and cutting precise things. Work and service, chores around the house, you know, help them learn how to set the table, take the trash out with daddy, help you sweep, help you hold the dustpan, you know, dusting, whatever. They love that stuff. And they learn how to contribute to the family and to the home. Discipline happens every 20 minutes pretty much. I'm kidding, but you know, that's a daily thing. And then play and exploration, when they're allowed to just go and play on their own and develop their imagination by just inventing games and stuff. It's very good for them. This morning when I was just hanging out doing whatever, they were running through the house putting bubble wrap around the table, around their bodies, being burritos, and I mean, they were just making up crazy stuff, and that's great for that, you know. So that's really like my curriculum, and I mean, it's nothing formal. It's great to have a list so that when you're like at a loss and what to do, you can say, hey, let's do something crafty right now. And that's so it doesn't have to involve cutting and gluing. It can be so many things, you know. So I just wanted to share that. So I got lunch going. I usually start lunch around 11 just because we usually either roast potatoes or sweet potatoes, and it takes a good 45 minutes to be ready. So that's in the oven, and I'm now free to just hang out with the kids, and they're doing watercolors. And I talk about this in my other video, the practical homemaking or something like that. Just some great advice that I learned along the way is to give your kids like 10 solid minutes per hour, you know, on the busy days. Today is not a busy day, so I have more time. I've been with them pretty much the whole morning. And even if I'm doing my own thing, they're there with me, and it's great. But, yeah, so this also goes into the craft.
Uh-oh, Mommy! Uh-oh, Mommy!
I think you put too much water, baby.
Mommy!
We'll get a new one, buddy. You want a new one? You want Francesco?
Wait, Mama, and it's Francesco.
All right.
Did you see mine?
Yes.
Mine is not blinking.
It looks wonderful, buddy. You're doing a great job.
Mommy, I did that.
Oops, we flipped it over. So anyway, this definitely counts
flip it
towards
enough.
crafts,
I'm gonna do this
and
more
then
colors.
educational too. Obviously,
Pink,
colors
red.
and mixing colors and learning. You know, not too much water. Just life things, life lessons. And I don't like live each day thinking, how does this contribute to school? So I hope it's not coming across that way. I just like to use the mornings for as much educational stuff as possible, and the afternoons are more of a play and do whatever you want because I'm busy cooking and the end of the day is approaching kind of approach. I don't know if that makes sense. So now we're done with all the fun activities we were doing. We got to do stickers and Lego and cutting paper, punching holes in paper, and then we ended up watercoloring. And they're building with Legos now while I finish preparing lunch. Hey, Ivan, be gentle with her, please. And it's like 11:45, so we should eat in the next 15 minutes or so. I don't know what happened to him. So my husband doesn't get to come home for lunch every day, but today he does, so I'm so happy. So I'm getting everything on the table, and we will be eating shortly. And of course, we start the kids first because they take forever. So by the time my husband gets here and we sit down, we'll all be eating together and maybe finishing at the same time. And it's noon. So at the table now, we'll probably tell a lot of stories. The kids ask, tell me a story, tell me a story.
I said I want some sweet potatoes.
I have some in the fridge. You want some?
Yeah.
You want these also?
No.
No? Okay, I'll take them off in just a minute. Hold on. I usually do not cater to what they ask. Whatever I cook is what they eat, but I just so happen to have sweet potatoes. And how can you say no to a request that's so healthy? But anyway, so at lunchtime, and really meal times, they love just to hear stories, so we tell them real stories, you know, and some make-believe stuff, but mostly real stories, like, I love you, some Bible stories, or stories of, like, our engagement, and when they were born, and stuff like that. They love it. So it's 12:45 now, my amazing husband is working on the kitchen.
What?
I'm filming a day in the life of for YouTube.
Turn the light on, baby.
It reminds me of the Sheryl Crow song from the 90s. And the good people of the world are washing their cars on their lunch breaks. Hosing and scrubbing as best they can in skirts and suits. Well, he's working on the kitchen in his lunch break.
And I just scratched the paint again.
It's okay, we'll fix it.
Leave it.
Uh-oh. No, sir. That's not kind. Ivan, can you please turn the light back on? It's time for reading time. Let's go to our room. Of me, of my life, which every day is different, so it's hard to do a day in the life of, but whatever. So usually the kids read now for a little while I walk through the house, tidy things up, clean up after lunch, do something. I don't know. Right now I'm going to switch the laundry, and then I'll go back and read to them for a while, and then put them to sleep. So it's like 3:20. Laundry has been folded for a little while. My show was kind of boring, so I fast forwarded to the end just to see who got eliminated. And I've been reading blogs for a little while. aholyexperience.com. She has a great post today. And also Home 52, Girl Talk 52, something like that. womenlivingwell.org, and I check out John Piper sometimes, and yeah, just waiting for the kids to wake up, but there's no rush. I usually don't let them sleep past 4 because then bedtime is late and chaotic. So the weather looks really nice, and I think it feels like 60 right now, so we'll probably go outside to play after they wake up before I have to start cooking. I'm looking forward to that. I haven't read it yet, but I see that the post today on girltalkhome.com, the blog section is by Carolyn Mahaney. This blog is her daughter's, but I guess she does entries sometimes. And it's March 12th, blog day. It's A Home for God, and it's about homemaking. So read it. I can't wait to read it. Wow, what a great post. So I have goosebumps. The last line is, "Let this be your prayer. Lord, help me to build the kind of home where all who enter find it impossible to keep from thinking of God." How wonderful. This Carolyn Mahaney is the author of one of the books that I've suggested in previous videos called The Feminine Appeal, 7 Virtues of a Godly Wife and Mother. It's a great book. So I highly recommend it. Her husband, C.J. Mahaney, has some great books as well. But anyway, I'm praising the Lord for his amazing design and just the amount of of joy that can go into providing a home for your family and just serving your family in love unto the Lord. You know, if the perspective is right, it is a joy and it is so fulfilling, and just the Lord is so good. What a blessing to read this blog this afternoon. This is every day after nap. Crying for like 30 minutes. Yes, baby. Okay. The other one wakes up happy, luckily. That would be really hard with 2 criers. Who do you hold? So it's 4 o'clock, and we're usually inside starting dinner at this time, but it's too nice out to miss this opportunity right now. It was freezing this morning, literally like 32, and now it's like, supposedly it feels like 58, but the wind makes it a little chilly. But the sun is warm, feels great, and I don't think dinner will take too long to prepare, so it's okay if we take advantage since we haven't been outside all day yet. Spring is a week away. I am so happy we survived it. So it's 5, and it is painful to come inside right now because it is gorgeous out there. We have had such a fun hour. But I gotta get dinner going, so I brought them in. Our deck is the only place they can really play outside without me, but it's all shaded now, so it's freezing. It's only feeling nice in the sun. So anyway, I'm trying to decide whether or not to film this recipe or not, because I know people are going to ask, which is fine. I love it. It's just more filming and this video to be so unnecessarily long, but this is my life, so if you want to know a day of my life, you gotta hear about the cooking too. My mom just stopped by and she took the kids outside. I'm so happy. Not only do I get to cook alone in peace and quiet, but they get to enjoy being outside a little longer, so I'm very glad about that. So now I've got this garlic sauteing, and basically, oh, it smells so amazing. Basically, the next step is just waiting till the cauliflower is tender. Transfer it to a blender with 2 cups of the broth and blend, blend, blend. Then we're going to add the garlic, a tablespoon of olive oil, a teaspoon of salt, a pinch of nutmeg and black pepper, and continue to blend until smooth. I'm trying to decide what to cook this with. I might throw some spinach in there just to give it some green, or peas or asparagus on the side, and definitely some parsley, but I'm not sure what I'll end up doing. But I wish I had some red. It's too bad. In the summertime I will have lots of tomatoes, but right now tomatoes are not really tomatoes. They just look like tomatoes, so we don't buy them until they're in season. It's 7:40, and we usually put the kids in their room to read for a little while. It gets them nice and settled after flipping and running and wrestling and throwing pillows in the living room for the last 2 hours. So they're hanging out, and I tidy up again at this point just to be done after bedtime. So I'm just walking around the house real quick, and I don't have much to tidy up. Dinner, everything was cleaned up already. I have a bunch of their clothing to put away, but I'll just do it tomorrow. And pretty much done. So in a couple minutes, my husband and I will go in there and we'll read a children's Bible. We just finished the Big Picture Story Bible, so we're going to do the Jesus Christ I almost said Jesus Christ Superstar. Oh my goodness. The Jesus Christ Storybook Bible. Sing some songs, pray, and then they go to bed. And that's our day. Yeah. So, I'm running out. The kids are in bed. It's like 8 o'clock right now. And I'm going to the store to get diapers and fruit, because we're out of fruit and out of avocados and out of diapers. So, I'll be back as soon as I can, shower, and then just hang out with my husband. And that is, well, this is not typical for me to be going out right now, but every now and then I do go out with my friends after bedtime, meet at IHOP or Perkins and just have decaf coffee and a muffin or something. But tonight, you know, running out of diapers is inconvenient, but I'd rather go now by myself than tomorrow with the kids. Because you know how it is, going to the grocery store with kids. Anyway, this is my typical day for me, and I hope that in some way it's been beneficial. Like I said already, every day is different. We have church nights, we have friends over for dinner sometimes, we go over to people's house sometimes, we go out to the library or to the park or to some play group sometimes in the mornings. Today was very chill, just stay at home, and it was a great day actually. So I'm very thankful for that. It was a joyful day. And I've mentioned this in my homemaking tips or whatever video, to just have like one goal per day. You know, I really think at the end of the day it feels so good when you just have one goal per day, because it's easy to accomplish, it's realistic, and you don't feel like you didn't invest in your children. Like, I got everything I meant to accomplish today accomplished, and I also got to play outside with my kids, do craft with my kids, read with my kids, snuggle with my kids, be with them, you know, like they did not feel neglected, and I did not feel guilty for not talking to them or something. But I got housework done and everybody's fed and happy. So it's just really nice to not overwhelm yourself and to be okay with doing one thing at a time, because that's life in this season. So I hope that's encouraging to some of you, and thanks for this request. It was fun to do, I cannot deny. And yeah, leave any questions or comments. Thanks.